Good morning. It's Monday, 11/5/2017, or excuse me, 11/6/2017, and I am Aisha Murphy of murphyforhire.com. This is a brand spanking new note to self. And it's a very, very special note to self at that because one, I'm coming at you at 5 a.m. in the schmorning, and because this is the very first note to self of Note to Self November. Now, what's that, you might ask? Note to Self is actually a series of Facebook posts and live audio broadcasts that consist of me sharing things that I've learned about freelancing and things that I'm learning about business. I grab my business journal and I use notes and scribbles that I've written about certain parts in my journey and certain revelations that I have. And I use those to influence dialogue. And I do this in front of 1,000 of my closest Facebook friends. Also, Note to Self November means that I will be taking the task of posting business content 4 out of the 7 days of the glorious week. And I am participating in Naco Cremo. Naco Cremo. That's just an acronym for That's National Content Creation Month. And I was actually challenged by the ambitious diva herself, Jasmine Powers of JasminePowers.com. So y'all keep me honest. If you don't see one of these Monday through Wednesday or on Friday morning, then just holler at your girl and ask her where she is and what she's doing. And she is me. Okay, so if you're new here, hi, welcome. Thank you for supporting me for the first time. I really, really appreciate you. And if you are one of the usual suspects, then thank you so much for rocking out with me. I really, really appreciate you because you could have been anywhere in the world. You could have been anywhere in the world at 5 a.m., but you're here with me, and I truly, truly, truly appreciate that. I have some people in the live video. Landon Carter, that's my East Coast cousin. Well, my Midwest, Michigan, Detroit, stand up. Terrence Buckner, thank you for tuning in. Danny Meline, thank you so much for listening to me this morning. I hope you guys are having a wonderful and blessed day. All right. So this morning, the concept of business confidence is heavy on my mind. And I wrote a note in my journal that said, step your weight up, get your confidence up, because a confession that I'm going to make to you all that are listening right now is, yes, I do freelance. Yes, I have my own business, but I don't go as hard as I should because my business confidence is low, and I have been building it, and we will absolutely talk about that. But if you hear anything, or if you have anything to contribute, if you are still out there listening, then drop it in the comments. This is not a lecture. This is a conversation. So you can share your opinions with me, and you can, tell me how you feel about anything I've said, or add something relevant to the conversation, and I will love you forever. Thank you. So confidence is important to the entrepreneur. And I would actually scratch that and walk it back and say that confidence is essential to any upwardly mobile professional and also entrepreneurs, just human beings in general. It's essential to our thriving and just upgrading our existence. And I'm talking about confidence, like I said, because I've always struggled with confidence in business and even in my personal life. So my last year and a half of freelancing really forced me to change my own mind about myself and to really confront myself about my lack of confidence and how it was impacting me and how I was approaching my business. And it's really on my mind because I've been thinking about the things that hold us back from starting our businesses. And I asked that question on my Facebook profile yesterday. What's holding you back from starting your business? And I think a lot of times we'll focus on one thing, like, I don't have the money. I don't have the network. etc. But a lot of times there's other things under that, underlying under the resources, the things that we say are holding us back, that are even stopping us from getting started and making that initial move and having the confidence and having the courage to go forth and get the things that we need to thrive in business. And I definitely feel like for me and a lot of people, I can't speak for everyone, but I think a lot more people have problems with business confidence and the lack thereof than they even realize. And you absolutely need confidence in business. But why? And by the way, if you're listening, please jump in the comments, give me your thoughts, give me your opinions on business confidence and what you think, etc., etc. So, why do you need confidence as an aspiring entrepreneur or just a breathing human being in general? I personally would say that you need confidence for the challenges that everyone faces when starting something new. And let's think about the challenges when you're trying to go to a new place. What type of challenges do you incur? Well, we talked about the challenges of no resources, right? That's the big one. Everyone wants to talk about what they don't have, myself included. I've done it and I still do it. So we want to talk about not having the money, the social positioning, the network, the support, etc. I think those are probably the most common. Money, social positioning, class, I guess is what you would say. Network, which I guess is closely linked to class, and support in your environment. So we want to talk about not having those things, but you need confidence to endure the lack of all of those things. You need confidence just to endure when trying to start something new, whether it be a business or a new weight loss regime or a new beauty regimen or anything like that. The confidence feeds your endurance. You need confidence also to remain consistent. It allows you to endure on a consistent basis. And you just need confidence to get started. The fact of, a lot of people have these great ideas, but they don't even have the confidence to bet on themselves to even take that first baby step forward to get the ball rolling towards their dream or their goal. So lack of confidence often results in stagnance. And think about it. How many times have you had what you thought might have been a good or even great idea? You think about the idea, you maybe even start to daydream and conceptualize the idea. But when you start to think about what you lack, the things that we just talked about, money, class, resources, support, and network, you start to lose the confidence to dream. You start to make excuses about why you cannot do what it is you were conceptualizing. And suddenly your idea becomes not so great. It becomes a pipe dream. And you begin to think about everything that you lack and how you can never take the idea that was just so great 5 minutes ago in your mind from a concept to an actual living and breathing reality. Now, there is this fancy term that is called cognitive dissonance, and it explains a little bit about that process. It's a psychological term, but also people in marketing use their knowledge of cognitive dissonance to organize and plan out their marketing plans and to inform their marketing efforts. So this fancy term, cognitive dissonance, actually explains that some of the back and forth and the mental discomfort, that we have when trying to do something new, i.e. start a business or a new weight loss routine or whatever it is that we're trying to start, it's pretty natural. It's a built-in. It's a built-in human defense mechanism. Okay. And so let's talk about cognitive dissonance just a little bit. From a psychological standpoint, it is the mental discomfort that one experiences when holding two opposing beliefs or attitudes. So maybe you want to own a business, but you grew up in an environment where the people that raised you felt that business owners were all shady and cutthroat. Okay. Now you find yourself conflicted and your cognitive dissonance kicks in because you want to be an ethical person, you want to be a good person, but you also want to start a business. And everything that you've ever known and everybody who's ever raised you told you that the only good businessmen are shrewd and they are greedy and they are ruthless. And like, you're a woman, you're not even a man. So, that's working against you. And we always been poor for 5 generations. So blase, blase, blah. And even if you consciously don't believe these things, subconsciously, you've been raised in that environment. So there might be something deeper within you that subscribes to those notions that were put out to you. So now you're conflicted. There's this juxtaposition with you in the middle. To the left, you have everything that you were ever taught that's kind of holding you back. And you have this deep burning passion to pursue something that's deep within you, a desire, a dream. And you're in the middle, all uncomfortable, trying to talk yourself into it, but then also trying to talk yourself out of it. Okay? That is cognitive dissonance. You would feel conflicted because you want to be ethical, but you feel conflicted because the environment that shaped you tells you that being an honest business owner is an oxymoron. So marketers study cognitive dissonance because consumers usually experience this type of dissonance right before or right after a big purchase. People get a little anxious when they're buying a big house or a big fancy car with a big fancy price tag. The very same thing, that you want makes you feel good, but it also makes you feel anxious and uncomfortable. It makes you feel very nervous. It's just like the old saying, the same thing that makes you laugh might also make you cry. And when that fear sets in, if you are not careful, you will give into your cognitive dissonance and you will discard the new thing. And this is a very natural response, like I've said so many times. At one point, I could imagine in a far, far away land, our ancestors really needed this cognitive dissonance to like help them not fall off of a cliff or not eat some new berry that would kill them and then stop the population from growing. This time that we live in right now, what a time to be alive. You need to shut off that cognitive dissonance. Of course, you can't just, run and jump. You do need to look before you leap. Don't look so much that you never leap. And the way that I feel you can overcome cognitive dissonance, I think you have to attack it from a lot of different ways because my cognitive dissonance game is very strong. I will have an idea and then like some weeds will just shoot up out the ground, my negativity, and suck the life out of the idea in like a record amount of time. So I personally have been fighting very hard over the last year and a half to stop this type of thinking from killing my ideas. And I feel like the more confident that I get in myself and my abilities, the easier it is for me to thwart off those naysaying thoughts that are coming from myself internally. There's a lot of other ways that you need to attack that. However, confidence, I think, is a starting point. We've got some more people in the live. Vestria Barlow, Dewan Hall, my fellow creator this month. Yes, welcome. Cashel Kroom and La Cienega Boulevardist. Thank you so much for tuning in. If you guys hear anything that you agree with, disagree with, or you have any commentary to add, make sure you jump in those comments. Thank you very, very, very much for listening. Okay, so cognitive dissonance can obstruct your faith. It can dash out your hopes, and it can outright smother your confidence if you let it. And people with a strong sense of confidence in themselves and their abilities may still battle with this, but they will not let the mental discomfort hinder them from moving forward. You have to get past that mental discomfort. Okay, so an example that I'm going to use of a highly, highly confident person that I think probably has very little battle with cognitive dissonance is Mr. West, Mr. Kanye West. For example, you know, he's super confident. He says whatever he wants and he does whatever he wants to do. And people call him crazy. We laugh at him and we love to see what he's doing, myself included. Like, if he does something crazy, I'm running to the video because I want to hear what he said. And sometimes I'm like, you know what? His delivery is off, but like what he's saying is not all that bad. Shout out to all those people who are college dropout fans who never really got over their fandom for him, because I'm still one of those people that's kind of like holding on. But when you examine Kanye's career, it's a testament to confidence and how it is necessary to success. Kanye has accomplished notable achievements in fashion and music, and he's had a huge impact on most of the generations living now. Excuse me. He's a cultural influencer. Hate him or love him, he's a cultural influencer. 5 different generations. Okay, I'm probably going back too far, but like 3 different generations can be in the same room and they will know who Kanye West is. One of the biggest critiques that people have of him is that he needs to be more humble. A Kanye West without confidence is just a dude walking around the south side of Chicago talking about his dreams and what he wants to do one day. He's that guy that we know that, you know, he always has some good ideas, but like we don't really ever see him do anything. So confidence is what gives Kanye that it factor, that allure. It's what makes him culturally intriguing to so many different people, whether they hate him or whether they love him. Now, Kanye says that he wants to do a thing, and he says it with complete conviction. He does a thing, and then half of the world buys that same thing, or they talk about that same thing. And his confidence allows him to navigate challenges, and he will keep trying in the face of rejection and failure, because a lot of us don't ever get started for the fear of rejection and failure. And when you're trying to do something new, rejection and failure are just part of the game. Rejection and failure is just the usual business. It's all about your perspective of whether you see it as a failure and you need to quit, or you see it as a learning experience that will provide you valuable insights so that you can do better and operate more professionally going forward. The illustration that I would use to think about this is, look at all your famous inventors like Thomas Edison. He didn't get his light bulb and his light ideas together in one day. He did thousands and thousands of trials and experiments for every invention that he created. He failed way more times than he was successful. It's just that when he did have a success, he did it so well that it shaped and changed the world. So don't let the fear of failure, the lack of confidence in yourself and your abilities stop you from moving forward or even getting started. Don't let the knowledge of the fact that you're either going to fail or be rejected at some point in starting your new business or your new project or trying to get financing for your business. Don't let the fact that rejection is real stagnate you and stop you from moving forward. And this is why I'm saying business confidence is so important. It's even more important than some of the loans. Like when you're praying for, Lord, give me that loan so I can open that new business. Maybe you should just pray like, Lord, give me the confidence to get my business plan right, to go to networking events so that I can meet the right people, rub elbows with the right people, have the right tools and resources to be able to move forward confidently to accomplish my goals and the things that I want to do. Now back to Kanye West. His confidence allows him to tune out negative feedback and to let rejection roll off his back like water rolls off a duck's back. And when you have that type of confidence, you can navigate challenges, you can navigate letdowns, and you can move on to greatness. So you have to have confidence to start. You have to have confidence to sustain and endure, and you have to have confidence to overcome. Without confidence, there is no doing. There is no changing. And even if you aren't confident in your talent or your abilities or your current resources, I encourage you to start today. Now, you don't have to run to LegalZoom and file the LLC paperwork today. You don't have to upload your first YouTube video today. You don't have to style your first celebrity client today. You just need to start. You need to take baby steps. Join an action-based entrepreneur community, an action-based, one that requires assignments, one that challenges you. People who are going to be the iron to your iron, who are giving you the books, who are sharing the meetings and speaking engagements with you, who are doing the things that you want to do already to keep you inspired. Join that type of group if you want to start a business. You don't have to file the LLC today. You could start writing a script for your first YouTube video and researching how to make dope content on nofilmschool.com. You don't have to upload your first YouTube video today, but start laying the foundation for that very first upload. You can snap some pictures of your favorite outfit of the day and provide some style tips for problematic fashion problems if you're the one who wants to be the fashion stylist. You don't have to book your first celebrity client today. You just need to start. You're never going to get to where you're going if you don't start, and you're never going to get to where you're going if you don't have more confidence in yourself and your abilities. I'm trying to market you to you. You need to believe in yourself and believe that even if you might not have the talent, the time, and the resources that you want now, if you start today and you start making those little steps, you will get there. Focus your content and your ideas around things that help people and help them solve their problems. And just start. Then once you start, don't stop. Don't, spend all this time writing in notebooks and planning, plan a little, do a little, plan a little, do a little, plan a little, do a little, and keep knocking at that goal door until that door opens. And the ironic thing about this is, like, when we don't have business confidence, and so then we stop, we don't believe in our abilities to get the things that we lack, or we don't believe in our gifting and our talent to make room for the things that we need, we stop. And when you do things, you become more confident because you get to see your strengths, you get to see your weaknesses, you get to see who supports you, you get to see who doesn't. And so in that knowing and learning more about what's out there and what you have and what you can do, you become more confident in what you're doing. So the very thing that makes us confident, the doing, is something that we don't do because we're not confident. It is mind-blowing. And we have to get past that discomfort of not doing and just take that first step forward. Your confidence will increase by simply doing the thing, whatever that thing may be, and it will fill up your confidence. The more you do it, the better you will get at it, the better you will get at having more confidence. And if you don't believe me, believe Ira Glass. Now, if you don't know who Ira Glass is, then we can't be friends. Oh, my dry morning humor. No, I'm just kidding. It's a little morning humor for you. Ira Glass is the creator and lead writer for This American Life podcast. It is arguably one of the most successful podcasts of our generation in podcast history. And he did this podcast for a long time without a lot of acknowledgement and very little fanfare. But what he did was he perfected his craft, and he built up systems and processes and storytelling abilities. And once it got to when it needed to be seen and it was just this well-oiled machine, everybody loved it. People are paying, I listen to NPR a lot, and people were paying good money just to go meet Ira Glass, $500 or $600, just to go shake Ira Glass's hand and talk to him about an idea that they had. He put in his work. And so now he gets to, after having been looked over and what some people might have considered a failure for so long, he gets to reap the rewards of everything that he's sown. So Ira Glass talks a little bit about beginners and doing the thing. And I'm going to read this quote to you now. I feel it is very relevant to the concept of business confidence that I discussed today. But it is a long quote, so get ready for it, okay? Here we go. Nobody tells this to people who are beginners. I wish someone told me. All of us who do creative work, we get into it because we have good taste. But there is this gap. For the first couple of years, you make stuff, and it's just not that good. It's trying to be good. It has the potential to be good, but it's not good. But your taste, the thing that got you into the game, is still killer. And your taste is why your work disappoints you. A lot of people never get past this phase. They quit. Most people I know who do interesting creative work went through years of this. We know your work doesn't have this special thing that we want it to have. We all go through this. And if you are just starting out or you are still in this phase, you got to know it's normal. And the most important thing you can do is do a lot of work. Put yourself on a deadline so that every week you will finish one story. It is only by going through a volume of work that you will close the gap, and your work will be as good as your ambitions. And it took longer to figure out how to do this than anyone else. So he said he took longer than anyone else to figure this out. Anyone that he's ever met in his life. It's going to take a while. It's normal to take a while. You've just got to fight your way through it. So that is a long quote, but I felt that it was very, very, very relevant because here you have this man who spent well over the 10,000 hours that everyone says you need to become masterful at something. And he talks about how people just think that you're supposed to just have this natural talent. You get on the mic and you're the perfect podcaster with perfect enunciation and perfect delivery. You open a business and you just have the best sales. You get on the stage and you're the best dancer. But really, there's more to that. There's this refining process where you are doing and failing and you are evaluating and you are getting better each step of the way. So do not get so caught up in I'm supposed to have A, B, and C, X, Y, and Z, and I don't, so I can't move forward. Do not let what you have or what you don't have impact your confidence, because confidence in business is key. Keep creating, keep dreaming, keep fighting for yourselves, and keep fighting for your confidence, because you're going to need it to take it wherever you want to go, to take you wherever you want to go. Now, that's it for today's Note to Self. I will be back tomorrow, same Facebook time, same Facebook place. The Murphy for Hire Facebook page is coming really, really, really soon. So y'all stay looking for it. Stay posted. Keep posted. And I'll keep you posted on this progress. I also have a book list and a book club that's going to be starting next year in 2018, January 1st, 2018. So make sure that you sign up to join the E-Lit book club. It's Entrepreneur Lit. It is more than just a reading group. I want it to be an action-based community of like-minded thinkers, people who might be starting business but struggle entrepreneurs is something that I refer to myself, because I am in the process of leveling up and learning more. So if you want to start a business, if you've been thinking about it, it's been holding you back, etc., and you're an aspiring entrepreneur just like me, then you are welcome. I will put a link for you to join the book club in the comments. I am also a social media consultant for nonprofit organizations. So if you want to connect with me, if you have a nonprofit, you want to get set up, or you know someone who may want to connect with me, then please send an email to AIS, like Sam Murphy, like Eddie Murphy, 84 @gmail.com, or visit murphyforhire.com. insta-boss.com and holler at me. Thank you for listening. Now, I'm going to leave you with 3 separate thoughts that really have nothing to do with each other, but hopefully it helps your day and resonates with you throughout the day. And these are everything to me this morning. Enlightenment is simply a Google search away. Be confident like Kanye West or Curtis Jackson. And don't forget to grow towards the light, y'all. Thank you for listening. Talk to you tomorrow. Bye.